Can you believe it? We're here in the Lucas Oil Stadium. Peyton Manning threw touchdowns right here where I'm standing. But I'm here with Mike Hawley from Heights Hot Rod Shop. And Mike, you've done this show for several years. What keeps bringing you back to this show in Indianapolis?
Well, it's all the industry people. You know, you get to see all the new product that everybody's coming out with, so you can stay on top of our competitors. You get to meet all your friends. And just hang with the industry people. You know, it's all about networking is really what this show is all about.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I've seen just about everybody here. Compared to the smaller shows that we have up at in Chicago, this is really something to attend. Is there anything else like this besides SEMA?
No, actually, you're probably right. It's this or SEMA in the hot rod world. Obviously, in the racing world, they have their own, you know, IMS and stuff like that. IMIS, but in the street rod and the hot rod and the muscle car market, if it's not SEMA, it's here. You know, you're going to see everybody in our industry at this particular event. It's pretty cool. I mean, these are the guys that I'm going to hang with all summer. So it's kind of cool to be back out and meeting everybody and seeing everybody.
And a great summer it's going to be. Mike, thanks for chatting with us. Have a great show, and we'll see you back up in Chicago.
Hey, this is Kevin from Hot Rod Chassis and Cycle. We're here at the Hot Rod Restoration Trade Show in Indianapolis, and I'm here with Vic from Hedman Headers. Tell us a little bit about the company, Vic.
The Hedman Performance Group is the overall company that handles Hamburger's performance products, Hedman headers, Transdapt, and Hedman Hustler headers, which is our race car division.
How long's Hedman been around for some of the younger guys that might not know?
60 years. Yeah, we've been around building headers in California for 60 years, and now we build our race car headers down in Alpharetta, Georgia. We've been doing that for about 12 years. Yeah.
Awesome. I know one of the things that you guys do that some of the other header companies don't really specialize so much in is doing engine swaps. So can you tell a little bit about that?
Sure. We probably are the biggest engine swap company around. We make a lot of engine swap headers, engine swap motor mounts, and also oil pans in the Hamburger division.
So some of the more popular vehicles that you guys do engine swap stuff with?
Absolutely. The S10 truck. We have one swaps for all the S10s, even the 4x4 now, small blocks into S10s.
Thanks, Vic, for talking to us about Hedman and getting the public informed. I know that a lot of guys wanting to do stuff in their garage don't know where to go get parts to swap a motor in and all the things that you need to do that. And I know Hedman's a big help with that. Tell us what the website is.
www.hedmanperformance.com.
Excellent. Thanks for talking with us.
Thanks, Kev.
Here again in the Lucas Oil Stadium with Jeff Schwartz, Schwartz Performance. Jeff, you've got a new product and a new product display. What are we promoting over there?
We've got our new 68 to 74 Chevy Nova chassis. It's a full frame that bolts into the unibody cars and increases the structural integrity of the car for modern high horsepower engines.
Oh, nice. And then you've got your a couple of other chassis here in your booth. What are we looking at here?
Well, what we've got here is our Mustang chassis. It's We have versions for all years of Mustang. This one here is actually a 67. This one has optional independent rear suspension, and it bolts into the unibody structure. This does require cutting the front rails off, but does not require any floor cutting.
Okay, so it is a true bolt-in with the removal of the front rails, which you probably want to remove those anyway.
Yes, and also the shock towers get in the way of a lot of the Ford engines, especially the new mod motors, Coyote engines and so forth. So by using our chassis, it actually makes it easier to put the Ford mod motor in there.
Okay, and then the one behind it, what's that fit?
That one's for a 70 Chevelle. We offer 20 different models of muscle car chassis now, so we've got pretty much all the applications covered, including the Mopar products.
Well, great. Where can we find more information about this at?
SchwartzPerformance.com. SchWartz.
All right, great. Thanks, Jeff.
All right. This is Kevin again from Hot Rod Chassis here with ARS Promotions TV. We're standing here with Larry from Tech AFX, and as a lot of people know, Larry, Illinois has a very unique gasoline that we all get to buy if they're running their muscle car or hot rod on pump gas. And you guys have a new product that is going to really kind of save their bacon as they store their car over the winter and they're driving in the summertime as well. Tell us a little bit about the product.
Well, one of the things with the fuels today is that there's so many oxygenators and so much alcohol in it that it just eats the carcass of a rubber hose. So what we've brought out is a line of fuel hoses in stainless, and we have our brand Black Wrap and as well as a new line of Flat Wrap. Everything we sell is got a black carbon core liner with a PTFE core. PTFE is also known as Teflon, but basically that means it's an inert substance, kind of like grandma's frying pan, and the alleged fuel that you guys have to burn will not degrade it.
So if a guy is at home and he's got his hot rod or his muscle car that is restored, what are the options that he's going to have to change out the fuel lines, and maybe even tell some of the things that they should look for to see if our Illinois fuel is ruining their fuel lines or their fuel system?
Well, if you're running a common rubber fuel line, you're going to find that the inside of this fuel line will start to degrade and leave, as we've heard it called, caviar in the fuel bowls of your carburetors. With the Teflon lines that we're proposing, we get the same black exterior. We've got the carbon centers, black carbon core centers, and none of the degradation can occur with that. So basically, the fuel could sit in there indefinitely. Could be alcohol, could be E85, could be current petrol. It's all inert to it. One thing that we have to say about our products is all of our fuel hoses are made by companies that supply the U.S. auto industry. Our AN fittings are made by a company that supplies the U.S. military. We proudly fly the colors, and we're not importing anything other than a couple of threaded adapters from God knows where, because those are just common products. But what we want to introduce is to everybody our new line of TX fittings. What these TX fittings are for the guys that are running vintage cars, vintage muscle cars, and they don't want to upgrade to an AN fitting. AN fittings are what you want to use when you're running 50, 60, 70-pound fuel systems. Vintage cars are running 5 to 15-pound fuel systems. So what we've done is we've come up with a product that looks like an old rubber hose with this TX fitting, pushes on, puts a band clamp on it, still looks like an old rubber hose. But it gives you the technology of today for your old muscle car, your old hot rod.
If a guy's got his, say a guy's got his hot rod at home and it's got a blown and injected motor in it, and he wants to swap out the standard braided lines from one of your competitors, he doesn't have to change all of the adapters out on like the carburetors or on the injector and the fuel pump and all that. He's just got to do the lines and then your
yes.
hose end, right?
The inside diameter, which would be the dumb end, if you will, of the hose, is different between a rubber hose and a Teflon hose or a PTFE hose. And the AN fittings will fit all of the adapters that are already on the vehicle, but unfortunately they have to buy different fittings to fit the new hose. Yes.
Okay. So they can just get just the hose ends and the new hose,
yep.
and they don't really have to change a whole lot else.
That's all it is.
Spend a weekend in the garage and change
yep.
everything out.
Well, one of the big things that we get a lot from our customers is the fact that either a spousal unit or the owners themselves find that they're very, they walk into the garage, they open the door, and everything smells like gas. What that is the fuel, or your alleged fuel, percolating right through the carcass of the rubber hose. And
really, with just the car sitting in the garage, not running,
just sitting right there. It's not a leak. It's nothing else. There's a test out there called the 1,000-hour soak test, and during that testing with these products, we found that rubber hoses typically outgas about 15 or 20% of the fuel that's inside that hose into the atmosphere. That's one of the reasons why the EPA won't allow the OEM manufacturers to run that type of material. That's why everything in the automotive industry in Detroit has been upgraded to Teflon PTFE hoses.
Well, so I guess if that's the first test. If you're at home with your car, you go out into the garage to start it up on Sunday to take it to the track or wherever, and it smells like gasoline in the garage, more than likely it's not your tank, it's your rubber fuel lines degrading from the fuel that we have in Illinois. Thanks for spending some time with us. How do the guys at home get a hold of you to buy some fittings?
TechEffects.com, www.techeffects.com.
Cool.